at continue keyword and labels in a loop. So here we say continue keyword here. Continue, make sure this is double slash for comment. So continue keyword in loop, and also add in the label. Okay, and label and loop. Okay, good. So let me clear old code here. We are still in the main. I clear this too. Okay, yeah, the main only needs to have a open and close parentheses. So here, let's see how we can actually implement this in a real world code. So we're gonna use our for, and then we have the int. We have our int, or the initializer, and then we're gonna have it assign it to 1, and then I terminate this initializer. Then we look at the condition. The condition is I when I is less or equal to, we say I is less or equal to the number 10, and then we end the condition. Now let's look at the increment. Increment is the 1 plus plus. If you've not watched our previous videos for how to use the break keyword and the label, you can check our previous video, and also the control structures we have already there. Okay, so let's continue. So here we want to implement the continue keyword in that. So how are we going to do that? But let's say this, we have our initializer condition and increment after, and we want to print our condition here, that is I. Let's print out the result. Okay, so I, let's see what's going to print on the console. So okay, so 1 up to 10. Okay, so how do we actually implement the continue? To implement that, we use the next step if or inner if, and then we have if I is equal to, let's say if I is equal to 5, then continue. Then continue executing some code. So let's see how it actually works. Okay, so here, then continue what? So here no, let's bring our print statement here, and then we're gonna have the continue statement right here. Okay, continue. Okay, so pretty much similar to the break, but let's see how this works. So we have the continue inside the if condition, inner if condition, and then we still have print I. So let's see what happens. Here we can see this numbers has ignored the number 5 and then jump straight to 6. So the meaning is if I is equal to 5, then continue. So that means take out 5 and then continue with the others. This is how it is being used in our programs. Okay, so pretty much simple. Okay, so another real world example is using the ignoring even numbers and then printing odd numbers, like we've been doing, displaying odd numbers. We've been displaying even numbers all this while. But let's see if we want to ignore the even numbers and then print odd numbers. So we say I is divisible by 2 is equal to 0. Okay, so if it is divisible by 2 and is equal to 0, then only print what? Odd numbers, because this condition here is always gonna skip. It's gonna skip conditions here and then continue with the result. So as you can see, it has skipped 2, 4, 6, 8, and then 10. Those are even numbers, so it has already only printed odd numbers: 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Good. So that is a real world scenario of using the continue statement in your loops in Dutch. Okay, now let's look at how to actually add the labels to this. Okay, label, how to add the label. So let's clear this in here. We still have the condition here, and then let's see, we want to use another for loop here, inner for loop, and then we're gonna have a condition 2, but the first one is I. So let's use a for this, just like in our previous video. So int a is equal to sorry, 1, and then I terminate it, and we're gonna have a condition. So if a is less or equal to 3, let's say 3 here, or 10, but let's keep it short, so I change this one to 3 as well, and then I change this, and then I terminate this. Then let's look at the initializer. No, let's look at the increment, or the incrementer, that is a plus plus. Okay, a plus plus here. Now what do we do in here? Now let's print out this. Yeah, let's print out and see what happens on the screen. So I use the print statement here. Okay, let me end this. Oh no. Okay, good. And then we want to print this, print the I and then the J. Okay, so to do that we need to use the string interpolation. That is, this is I, and then I print J2 using the $ A, print A using the $. Okay, so this is string interpolation. Okay, good. Good. So let me run this, and let's see. Double quotes. No, we don't need 2 quotes here. So this is correct. So let's see what displays on the screen. So good. We already have numbers generating 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Then the other side 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and all that. Good. So we have the outer displaying here, the first part, and then the inner displaying at the latter part. Okay, good. So how do we implement continue here? To implement continue, we need to have our continue statement and then an if statement to control our continue. So we have the print. I bring the print beneath this, and then inside the let me see, no, inside, and let me add the if statement inside this one. So we say if, and then let's add our conditions here. So I would say if I is equal to 2 and a is equal to 2. Okay, a is equal to 2, then probably do something. Okay, good. So what are we gonna do? Let me say in here I bring a print. Let's see what happens. So let's see what happens here without the continue. Okay, so we say, since we use this inner, if I is equal to 2 and a is equal to 2, then print the interpolation of I and then what? A. So that is the 2, 2 here. All right. 2, 2, but what if we change this to 10? 10 like this. Okay. Then I run. Let's see. Okay, it's still 2. So I change it to 3 again, and then 3 again. Perfect. Now let's see. Now we want to add the break. I bring the print here, and here I call the break keyword continue, rather, sorry, continue, and then I terminate this. Good, perfect. Now we are actually using the continue keyword here. Okay, so here what it does is it actually ignored all the what? All the 2, 2. Since if it's 2, 2, ignore the move to the rest of the what? Of the code. So this is how we actually implement the continue in our what? In our dat. How can we add the label? To add a label is very simple, just like our break side. We're gonna add label outer, okay, and with semicolon. Then we call this here after the continue. That is all. Then we run. Good. So this is actually gonna print up to the to side and then ignore the other codes, right? So if we don't have the label here, it will ignore, it will only leave out the to and then still print the others. So let's see. Yeah, so this is a bit lengthy, okay? But when we add the outer label to it, it will basically print and then also print the two and also check the other labels as well. Okay, so this is to continue printing after it ignores the two, okay, because this has also been included in the what in the continue condition here. So this is how we actually use continue and labels in that. So if you have any questions, you can leave it down below the comment down below, and also if you have any suggestion, you can also write there. We're gonna get back to you. If you want any explicit video in that, you can also write it down there, and then we're gonna do a video to cover that for you. All right, so we're gonna be out now. See you later in the other video. Peace. I'm out.